it's the end of another year and I've decided to do a little channel update to wrap up my videos for 2025. Overall, the year's been half decent for the channel. Produced a lot of decent videos, I think, but things are ticking along nicely. You know, I'm not really one for creating content to, you know, optimize my channel growth and all that. Like, I really don't care. I'm just going to make videos about things that interest me and gear that interest me, and I think people will enjoy watching videos on. So, as for the content next year on the channel, I am going to be moving a little bit more towards the digital side of things, but not much. It'll just be videos like my review of the Zr, where I was away for a month with it and I thought I could make an interesting review. I'm going to be talking a little bit about, you know, video formats and photo formats in digital. I want to make a video about timecode and using timecode, particularly as like a small creator, how you can get into the system really easily, some setups, and how it, you know, really helps to synchronize things when you're filming yourself and you're working with multiple cameras. But that's the kind of content I'll be moving towards, but I'm still going to be doing all the film stuff. Don't worry, I've got some great stuff coming up. I've got 110 film reviews. I've got a Pentax Auto 110 review at some point. I'm working on a Pentax 17 review at the moment. And I've got a bunch of other film stuff lined up as well. So that's all staying. But I will be mixing in more digital content. I'm working towards a more kind of hybrid channel, if that makes sense. As for new gear I've bought this year, the main piece has been, of course, the Hasselblad 500 CM. This has been an absolute joy to use, and I did a review on it earlier this year, or a first impressions video. And not only did I buy it this year, but it also came with me for a 6-week trip across Asia with multiple countries. And the video that's going to come out of that will hopefully be really good. I'm finally getting into editing it because I had to do all the photos first, and there was like 20 rolls of film I put through this thing. Just finished editing all the pictures, and some of them I think look really cool shot on this camera. So you're going to be seeing that at some point in the future. Those trip videos are on the way. And I said videos because I'm going to split my trip into multiple parts. You know, I was in Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Japan. And making it into one giant trip video would be like 3 hours long. So I'm going to split each country into its own video. Currently working on the Singapore one, and it's turning out pretty decently. The other main piece of gear I bought this year is, of course, the Zr. You've seen that in my last video. I did my month review on it. It's been absolutely great to use, and it is filming me right now. And not much to say about that. If you want to see my opinion on it, go watch my previous video. But all the rest of my purchases this year relating in some way to photography have all just been kind of gear upgrades in workflow. So every couple of years, generally 3 to 4, I tend to do a rebuild of my computer and I upgrade a bunch of my other gear relating to workflow and processing. I find upgrading on a 3-4 year cycle works really well because the old gear still holds value enough to sell it, while the new gear is fast enough to make it worth the extra cost of the upgrade. So for example, I rebuilt my desktop this year with a 9950X3D, a new motherboard, I think the Asus ProArt one with the 10 gig NIC. I got one of those Blackmagic Studio Link cards, I think they're called. I found one of those secondhand on eBay for a very good price that allows me to output a clean video signal to a grading monitor, which you can see behind me there, which is that ProArt monitor on top, which I use to color grade my video, and I think it helped my production quite a lot and made the videos look a little bit better. I'm also incredibly glad that I did all my computer upgrades early in the year when computer prices were normal, because recently with the whole AI bubble and insanity that's going on there, computer hardware prices, in particularly RAM, have just gone fucking exponentially more expensive. Other things I purchased is a new laptop. I have this now for travel. It is the Asus ProArt PX13. It is an absolutely gorgeous laptop. It's very fast, very powerful. I found a really great deal on one, and I've been humming and hawing about buying one of these for a while because they are a year old. So it's a little slower than, you know, the more modern hardware. But the reason I pulled the trigger on it is because of the whole AI hardware crunch that's happening right now. And there's not going to be another version of this for a couple of years that's as powerful until, you know, that bubble pops and all the manufacturers have to actually sell to consumers again for competitive prices, and not just jacking up the prices for B2B customers and data centers that are never going to get used. But as for this laptop, it's replacing my current tablet, the Minisform V3, which I absolutely loved, but it was a really annoying tablet to use. The way the kickstand worked was really frustrating. It was also a 14-inch tablet, so it was very big. The battery life wasn't great, and it wasn't very fast because it was limited by the form factor. This is the first laptop I've seen in a very long time that is small, light, very fast, with a discrete GPU. This has a 4060 in it from NVIDIA, and it's also a 2-in-1, which means it can do this. And now I have essentially a tablet that I can use when I want to read on it. If I'm on a plane, I can put it into tent mode, like so. Also, this laptop is small, light, and fits in a bag really easy for travel. So when it comes to actually using this laptop, I've only owned it for like 2 weeks. It's been really nice so far, but I also haven't put it through its paces yet. You know, I haven't been away from my desktop for an extended period of time, like traveling, where I need to get some work or editing done on the go, or when I'm, you know, visiting family or friends for a couple of days and I'm away from my main machine. That's where this is going to come in. Also, earlier this year, I built 2 new NAS units and a home server, and that has been actually great, particularly with the 10 gig networking upgrade that I did. So I've just been able to archive footage really easily, archive photos, edits, you know, scans and raw scans, which take up a lot of space because they're massive TIFF files. But just having somewhere centralized to put all that content and store it safely on multiple drives has been great. Those NAS servers have been an absolute blessing, and I'm also very glad I did that earlier this year before the hardware prices went exponential. Also this year I finally got a proper audio interface. This is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 4th generation. It's been actually a really nice audio interface. Didn't realize how lovely these are because it's only registered as one device in Windows, so you can plug stuff in and out and you don't have to deal with selecting devices in Windows and having it break the whole time. So it's been really good. Has 2 XLR inputs, 2 line in onto the front, phantom power, the usual kind of stuff. The headphones I have connected to this are the MX50s by Audio-Technica. These are like their streamer versions, which have a microphone built in, which connects to an XLR port, which is actually really, really nice. The quality of these has been absolutely incredible. I've actually been amazed at how much better these are compared to that stupid gamer headset I used to have. The only issue is they're wired. Having wired headphones again is kind of annoying. I've had wireless for like 10 years, but the audio quality of these has just been absolutely incredible compared to what I had before. Like playing Counter-Strike, man, you can hear stuff from across the map. It's actually kind of crazy. But these as a pair of like mastering and mixing headphones have been absolutely great, and I'm really hoping to get a lot of use out of these over the years. But apart from computer hardware and cameras, I did buy one thing that I have been wanting for years and years and years. And that is, I finally pulled the trigger on a 3D printer. So the printer I bought is the new Bambu Lab H2S. I got it in the Black Friday sale with a bunch of filament, deal and accessories. The only issue now is that I have no filament because the separate shipment hasn't arrived. And after using this printer and getting kind of used to its capabilities, this thing has just completely ladder stall 360 across the map, no scope, one-shotted my brain. But the reason I say this printer absolutely one-shotted my brain is the fact that I can, you know, design something in CAD and draw it out and do all the measurements and build this 3D model, and then I export that into Bambu Studio, hit slice, and it figures out how to do everything, and then click print. And then a few hours later, the item's just on the build plate. Like, just comprehending that in my mind and the possibilities it unlocks for building new things is just kind of mind-blowing. But for the actual things I've been using the printer for so far over the last few weeks has mostly, honestly, just been Gridfinity bins for my different drawers. I've been wanting to organize those for years, and I finally now have a method of doing it in a custom way using the Gridfinity grids and, you know, designing the bins and stuff. And then I've also been learning CAD to create my own custom bins. You know, I have this one here, which is a PET-G, and it's one for holding my Pocket 3 with its camera cage on and the cover on it. So just going to drop the Pocket 3 into it. This one didn't turn out right. I got my measurements wrong, so the Pocket 3 doesn't actually fit. But I've done Solid Edge in school, so the principles are still all there in my head somewhere. So I'm learning Siemens Solid Edge to do the design, you know, doing my sketches and extruding, chamfers, fillets, cutouts, you know, patterns of holes, and doing all that kind of stuff. So that's what I've been at now for a while, and it's been absolutely great. You know, I've had so many ideas for things I've wanted to build over the years that I just haven't been able to, and now that I have the 3D printer, it all becomes possible. But the real reason I bought the Bambu Lab 3D printer is because they seem to be the best kind of beginner plug and play printer. You know, I want to do work on my 3D printer, not work on my 3D printer, if that makes sense. All the other ones seem to have weird issues around, you know, things breaking or having to customize things and figure out parameters. I just didn't want to deal with that. I just want to have the profiles ready, the filament ready, load it up, hit print, and the prints come out reasonably reliably. And this thing has been an absolute joy in that regard. It hasn't failed a single print because of Bambu issues. Some of my custom designs have failed, but that's mostly because I designed them arseways and the supports didn't work out. But that's a me issue, not a printer issue.
So the other way I said that the printer has been working absolutely fine, no issues, well, I've got a clog. I think the PETG carbon fibre clogged the head somehow. Not entirely sure how, but I have to do a clean maintenance now. First time down, it's been like 50 prints.
And that's really it for a channel update. Going to keep ticking along with this next year. The content is going to change a little bit, you know, more towards digital and 3D printing and tying that into film photography and it being kind of really cool. But apart from that, nothing really else is going to change. As for the next few videos on this channel after this video, I'm going to be working on the Singapore travel video. Then I think it's the Pentax 17 review, then it's Hong Kong. And then after that, it's something else. I haven't figured out which one that I'm going with. Then it's going to be the Taiwan travel, maybe, or the Japan travel. I don't know. But I have all my videos lined up for a couple of months next year. And I guess you'll just have to wait and see. And with that, see you next time.